Hey, Thriving Launchers. Today we're going to be talking about creating diversity and gender equality in the workplace and in your company. Welcome to Thriving Launch with Luis Congdon and Kamala Chambers, the show for heart-centered entrepreneurs who want it all.
Maybe you can relate to this. When I was a full-time coach, I found that I had to keep repeating the same things to people over and over and over again. And it got to be kind of draining, and I wasn't really enjoying what I was doing anymore. So what I decided to do was record the things that I had to tell clients over and over and over again. And then I packaged those recordings together and sold them as an online course. If you're interested in creating and selling your own online course, head over to thrivinglaunch.com and I have a free training for you on how to create and make passive income through your own online course. We're here with Madeleine Park. She is the Director of Branding at MaidPro Franchise, which has been named a top global franchise.
All right, Thriving Launchers, let's jump on the call with Madeleine Park. Madeleine, are you ready to launch?
I am ready to launch. Let's build an empire.
Hey, so I know that you're doing a lot of great work over there at MaidPro, and one of the things that really attracted us to have you guys come on the show, have your company and have you come on the show, Madeline, is that you guys have really done something fantastic in this era where women are really fighting for rights and equality. And we see a lot of companies, franchises having issues with inequality, whether it's age, gender, ethnicity. And when I looked at you guys, I noticed that you're doing a really great job of being inclusive of women and even putting women in some really high-powered roles, like even yourself, for example. And I'm curious, what are some of the ways that you're empowering franchise owners and people that work under MaidPro's label to make them feel like equal, make them feel really included?
Yeah, so I think first and foremost, we put innovation and happiness first. We know that happy employees, happy franchisees are always going to do the best work. And really, the work landscape is about community. So not only are we pretty selective in terms of who we bring in, male or female, old or young, we want them to be good, hardworking people. I think when you find great people like that, it makes it easier to create a landscape of equality where everyone listens to one another and being able to promote people within their roles.
That is such an incredible skill to be able to identify the people that are hard workers, that are going to give their all. What are some ways that you identify those people so everyone is on that equal landing page?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely takes a village. I know that's what people use when they say raising kids, but it's almost the same thing when you're raising a business. We definitely go through a lot of meet and greets before we bring anybody in. There's some extensive processes and procedures behind that in terms of just meeting someone, getting along with them. People who can do, the job that you're requesting are probably a dime a dozen, but the people that can do it well and are willing to do it well with you, those are what we're really trying to find. So making sure that we're bringing in all types of people who already work with us, and getting their acceptance, getting their go ahead that this person is going to add to our culture, is definitely one of the main things that we focused on, getting everyone's opinion and really acting like a community and family.
Really reminds me of my early dating days when I found out very quickly that if my family didn't like somebody that I was dating, it was probably a sign that maybe they weren't a good fit for me. And at first, I had this kind of initial response of being defensive or feeling kind of attacked when my family said something that was a red flag for them. And then I got a little smarter and got a little wiser and realized, hey, my community has the best interests at heart. Now, this is kind of a different thing because I'm talking about my family.
Your family loves me.
This is a little bit different, though, because at work, we really need to do something to cultivate that kind of cohesiveness and that togetherness. What are a few specific ways that you've seen MaidPro do that, especially as it pertains to helping women really feel included?
Yeah, so from the home office perspective, we create a very open landscape. There's no closed off offices. Our CEO, a lot of our executive team don't have offices at all. They have desks right in the middle, which makes it very easy to communicate with them. On top of that, our executive team is mixed with all sorts of men, women, all different ages, and then we also really try to nurture our culture in terms of we'll take people out to lunch. We do these adventure trips where we take like these crazy adventures all over the world. Like we just got back from the Amazon rainforest and everybody's included. It gives us a really great time to bond and spend time with each other. And really, we do focus on, having that family feel. So we know that, MaidPro's maybe not for everyone. But for those it is, we're going to act like a family. Of course, we're all working, but being able to connect with people on a deeper level and really have their best interests at heart is always going to benefit the company. And then on our franchisee side, the franchisees are also welcome, into the home office anytime and on these trips. But for their employees, which we call pros, which are the pros cleaning the houses, we have culture training, which is very much, if you're going to work for someone, in one of these jobs, it's a hard job and it's not appealing to want to go in and clean people's toilets. So how do you make it something that people want to be a part of? And so we have all these trainings and tools to make sure that the owners can provide monthly parties, monthly bonuses, whether it's cars, or we set up GoFundMe's for if pros have problems that due to natural disasters and stuff. So it really is a trickle down effect from our home office all the way through to our pros, so that this culture and the spending time together and caring about each other really resonates with people, and it helps employee retention.
So here's a question I have for you. And having worked with several different companies in the franchise space, and one of the companies that we actually help with some of their marketing, in fact, is Amada Senior Care. They're a senior care company, and the people that work there, there's the franchise owners, and then there's the people that are like the pros in your case, and they're doing jobs that are challenging and really require kind of a shift in mindset. That really requires leaders to be strong and leaders to really understand what they're doing and how to lead. And I know some of the things that some of the franchises do, like they do events with their franchisees. They do different things to kind of bring that community together and really celebrate their wins. What are some of the ways that MaidPro is doing that to really empower people, and some of the things that you might recommend that you've seen being done, so our listeners can go, oh, that would be an interesting thing. That's something we can do in our company.
Yeah, so I think a couple big things we do. We always do an annual convention where all the franchisees can come together, and it's usually in it's not in a boardroom. It's in a very cool place where they can, listen to different tracks, talk shop with one another, and bond. But a thing that MaidPro recently started was they're called peer performance groups. So we have grouped up franchisees by region, and every, I think, quarter they have a meetup where they all get together. Someone from the executive team will go down there, and it's just it's a smaller way for owners to get together, talk about their problems, or things that they're struggling with, talk about their wins, and really take away tips and tricks from other owners. Because as the home office, we do have a MaidPro here, but we're not in the day-to-day. So, sometimes it's more valuable to listen to your other franchisees and your, people in your shoes the day-to-day. I would recommend, the more you can discuss with people that are in your shoes, whether it's your franchisee community or, somebody else, another woman that's starting a business, another man that's starting a business, really develop your network, because that's going to help you the most. And then I think on a smaller scale, grassroots, is don't be afraid to ask for help. Our model is very much about training and support, and anything you need, we're here and we're going to help you through it. And if we don't know, we're going to research it and we're going to figure it out for you. So being sure that you can lead by example, but also know that you should continue learning, you should continue growing and developing, and your business will too.
You've given us so many good tips. Is there anything else before we go that you'd want to leave the Thriving Launchers with that can help people make sure they're creating a company that promotes equality and promotes leadership, especially for women?
Yeah, I would definitely say that, like I just mentioned, lead by example. It's one thing to say or have, a mission statement on the wall that we promote equality. It's another thing to step up and do it. So definitely taking the first step, whether, you've thought through every process or not. A lot of times companies and individuals get a little nervous to change something that they've done so much in the past. But, after seeing what I've seen at MaidPro and how many great things they're doing, and especially with our franchisees and their businesses, my biggest thing is say yes, do it, grow your community, grow your network, and all of that positivity is going to propel you.
Thriving Launchers, I love that. And that's a wonderful note to leave with here is that leadership is an example, something we can do by example. And even if you're not a leader in your organization or you're starting a business and you don't feel like you're in that leadership role yet because it's new or it's a side hustle, one of the things that I've really taken away in my life is that leaders aren't always the people that have been voted into office. They're not always the people that have been given that role. They're the people that take it upon themselves to lead and to be an example, and that will elevate you to that next phase of your life and that next space where you are the leader and people look to you because you've been leading by example, and soon people start looking to you and going, well, that's the way it should be done, or that's the person that inspires me. So I hope that you've taken something away. Go out there, really make some big goals, and exercise your ability to use your will and recognize the people in your team without mess up. That happens. See, even me happens. I have to edit that part out. But anyways, going back here. Okay, Thriving Launchers, we'll catch you on the next episode, and we'll see you on the next show.
You've been listening to the Thriving Launch podcast. For books and resources related to today's episode, make sure to head over to thrivinglaunch.com. We'll see you there.